Hello, my friend. Welcome to PawPrintsCast. I created this space so you and I could share the most beautiful, funny, and emotional stories about our companions, whether they have 4 paws, 2 wings, or no paws at all. Dogs, cats, parrots, small birds, these incredible beings who share the most precious moments of our everyday lives. This was meant to be a place of joy, of funny chaos, of unconditional love. But at the beginning of 2026, here in Brazil, something happened that I cannot ignore. A tragedy that shook the entire country. A tragedy that changed the direction of this channel, at least for today. Before we tell stories of joy, we must honor a story of pain. The story of a dog named Orelha. And you need to hear this. This is not just the story of a dog. It is a story about unconditional love, about a united community, and about how innocence can be destroyed by cruelty. Today, I am telling you the story of Orelha, a community dog who won the hearts of an entire neighborhood in Praia Brava, Santa Catarina, Brazil, and whose death shocked the nation. Prepare your heart, because this story will move you and force you to reflect on who we are as a society. For nearly 10 years, Orelha was more than a stray dog. He was part of the community. The bakery owner saved bread for him. The local shop left fresh water outside. Children played with him in the square after school. He got his name, Orelha, which means ear in Portuguese, because of his floppy ears that bounced when he ran happily down the streets. He didn't belong to one person. He belonged to everyone. And everyone belonged to him. Imagine waking up every morning and seeing that joyful dog wagging his tail. Imagine coming home exhausted and being greeted with pure love in his eyes. That was Orelha. Pure love. Pure loyalty. In the early hours of January 4th, 2026, something terrible happened. A group of teenagers encountered Orelha. What should have been just another harmless interaction turned into horror. He was violently attacked, beaten in the head, struck with blunt force. A defenseless animal who had never harmed anyone, tortured for amusement. The next morning, one of his caretakers found him barely alive in a wooded area. Severe injuries, unimaginable pain. He was rushed to a veterinary clinic, but the damage was irreversible. The most painful decision had to be made: euthanasia, to end his suffering. For 10 years, Orelha had known only love, and he died without understanding why the humans he trusted could do something so cruel. But the story did not end there. Days later, a video began circulating. Footage recorded by the attackers themselves. Yes, they filmed it. When the video reached the community, grief turned into outrage. A young man who possessed the footage reportedly faced pressure to stay silent. There were allegations of coercion, psychological pressure, attempts to contain the situation. One of the teenagers involved reportedly came from a wealthy family, a family that was traveling in the United States when the case began gaining national attention. While the community mourned, others believed influence and status might shield them from consequences, but they were wrong. Protests began. January 17th, the first demonstration in Praia Brava. January 24th, protests in other cities. By January 29th, the entire country was talking about Orelha. He was no longer just a dog. He became a symbol of cruelty, of privilege, of a justice system being tested. Families gathered holding signs, children brought flowers. People demanded one thing: justice for Orelha. Authorities launched investigations, search warrants were issued, adults were formally charged for allegedly attempting to interfere with witnesses. The main suspect had his passport confiscated. And on February 13th, 2026, Orelha's body was exhumed for further forensic examination. The country wanted undeniable answers. Protests began. January 17th, the first demonstration in Praia Brava. January 24th, protests in other cities. By January 29th, the entire country was talking about Orelha. He was no longer just a dog. He became a symbol of cruelty, of privilege, of a justice system being tested. Families gathered holding signs, children brought flowers. People demanded one thing: justice for Orelha. Authorities launched investigations, search warrants were issued, adults were formally charged for allegedly attempting to interfere with witnesses. The main suspect had his passport confiscated. And on February 13th, 2026, Orelha's body was exhumed for further forensic examination. The country wanted undeniable answers. Orelha's story forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. How does this happen? How do young people become capable of such cruelty? What are we failing to teach about empathy? But even in darkness, there is light. Public awareness grew. Stronger animal protection discussions began. Communities united. Orelha did not die in silence. His story sparked change. Every stray that gets adopted, every abuse report that gets filed, every law strengthened to protect the voiceless. That is part of his legacy. If you have a pet, hug them today. If you see a stray animal, offer water, kindness, respect. And if you ever witness cruelty, report it. Orelha could not defend himself, but we can defend every Orelha in this world. This was the story of Orelha, a mixed-breed dog who captured a nation's heart and whose memory lives on. Rest in peace, sweet friend. You were loved. You are remembered. You made a difference. Thank you for being here. This was PawPrintsCast number 1. Until the next episode, Paw-kisses.